Hello everyone, our problem for right now is to write 1 over 64 using negative exponents. Our first step is to consider how to write 64. We know that 64 equals 64 times 1, which is just 64 to the 1. We can also write 64 as 4 times 4 times 4, 4 to the cube. We could also consider 64 to be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 to the 6th. Lastly, we also know that 64 equals 16 times 4. What is 16? Well, 16 is 4 squared, and 4 is just 2 squared. After working these out, we can also consider translating all of these into negative exponents. And so you will have something like 64 to the negative 1, 4 to the negative 3. We will have 2 to the negative 6, and we will have 4 to the negative 2 times 2 to the negative 2. And so what happens when we have negative exponents? Well, we know that when we have negative exponents, such as written like this, we know that we can just do the reciprocal, or flipping, if you would like to call it like that, so that we can have a positive exponent. So we will do something like this. That's the rule. And we should call this the memory game. Memory, yeah. And so with this in mind, we know that 64 to the negative 1 is just 1 to the 64, 1 over 64 to the first power, which is basically just 1 to the 64. 4 to the negative third power is just 1 over 4 to the third, which at the end is just 1 to the 64. 1 over 64, sorry. 2 to the negative 6 is just 1 over 2 to the 6th. That just gives us 1 to the 64. 1 over 64, sorry. And now, last but not least, we have 4 to the negative 2 and 2 to the negative 2. We can just write 1 over 4 squared times 2 to the 2. And we know that would just gives us 1 to the 1 over 64. And so our final answer can be any two of these 4 equivalencies. Yeah, we can just write in their final answer. 64 to the negative 1, 4 to the negative 3, 2 to the negative 6, 4 to the negative 2, times 2 to the negative 2. These 4 will be your final answer. Since the question says at least 2 ways, well, you can write any of the following 2. If you find more, then that will be great, and you can add more, of course. But so far, these are the final answers that I have found. Thank you all for watching.